Everyone, we've just arrived back in town and we popped over to the local post office and we had a parcel waiting for us from Cowfish Technologies. We've got the VanConnect 5G caravan internet. We're really excited to install it and try it out. It comes with an external antenna, so luckily for me I've got a handy hot husband who is actually a Sparky, and we're going to take you through the installation process. Stu is behind the camera at the moment and he has told me that he will install it first thing tomorrow morning, so I haven't got a watch on, but that's about 12 hours away, babe. So we'll keep you updated anyway. We were actually with Nighthawk before and we found it a little bit all over the place, to be honest. So we did sign up to a 2-year contract and we're only 4 months in, so I was quite sad to think that we couldn't actually go for an alternative. But this little guy here by Cowfish Technologies actually means that you can put any SIM card in. So our Telstra SIM card that we had with the Nighthawk will actually be able to be used in the Cowfish internet as well. So as you can see, our package came with a modem, an external antenna and a bracket to mount it on. All the cabling was included and Stu quickly got to work on the roof of our caravan drilling holes.
Hi, we've just pulled up at the caravan park and I'm installing the Cowfish antenna on the roof. So I've just found a nice spot on the roof, cleaned it up, where I've obviously got access as well into the caravan because we mount the modem and the router inside there. So I think we've got about 3 meters or so of cable on the antenna. So I've mounted that just behind the fridge air vent here and then drilled into the underside of that where it's protected from the weather. And that's given us access inside the van with the cabling. All right, so as you can see, this is the antenna here and they provide this bracket as well, mounting bracket. It's got a hole drilled in it, everything's ready to go. So you just run the cabling through the bracket. It's got a special nut and washer on the bottom there to make it a bit easier for you. The rubber seal, make sure obviously that seals just to protect the underside of the antenna. I've put a bit of split coro on the cabling as well, just to protect them from the sun while it's up here. Haven't yet got to fixing that to the roof, but I will do eventually. Yeah, so it's basically 4 screws. It's all you need. Obviously be careful drilling into your roof as there's cabling running through that. So I've checked obviously lighting inside, making sure there's no cable roots underneath where I'm screwing or where I'm fixing to the rooftop. And then I pre-drilled my holes essentially with the screws, pulled it back off, siliconed it, and then remounted the bracket. Also making sure to silicone above your screw because you don't want water getting in and around that. Okay, so we've got the router mounted up in the cupboard up here with all the BMS units. So I guess the main hub of the caravan is in this cupboard. So as you can see, we've mounted it up here on the side wall. I believe it's got to be mounted vertically as shown in the installation manual. So we'll bring our cables in. So we're going to bring our cables in through this cable gland here, which is the back of the fridge recess. And we'll swing them over and then obviously connect them all into the 4 antennas or 5 antennas, as indicated in the manual as well. So the last piece of the puzzle will be the 12-volt power supply. As you can tell, I've got all my power supply right here in this cupboard as well. So I'll just pick up a supply off any one of these feeds that do other 12-volt services in the caravan. And then that's just a cigarette socket for the power supply to the router. I'm just trying to pull the cables through now from the back of the fridge into this business end of the caravan. Hopefully with any luck I'll get them through.
Hopefully with some luck we'll find a barber in town as well.
Don't mind the haircut or the lack of.
I trimmed it along the bottom. I'm not a hairdresser.
Woohoo!
Success.
We have success.
Cool.
So we've got the 5 cables here from the external antenna. 4 of these are 3G, 4G and 5G antennas from the omnidirectional antenna. And we've got a 5th one here is the external Wi-Fi booster, I guess, antenna as well. So if you're outside the caravan, hopefully this will boost it enough that we can use it externally. And then there's also, if you come around in here, an internal antenna. A bit hard to see there, but my finger's on top of it. That does the Wi-Fi inside the caravan. So that should give us enough coverage inside and externally as well with this premium antenna on the roof. Okay, we've got power to the unit now, and I'm just going to put the SIM in. This is a SIM that we already had, so just a standard micro SIM. And that's in. So the setup was pretty straightforward. It's all sort of laid out very easily in the manual, in the installation manual. Probably the main thing to talk about is the security for the Wi-Fi. So it comes unlocked as default setting. So you've actually got to go into the main settings page for the router itself and set up a new password, a new login essentially for your Wi-Fi. So that part there is probably really the only key piece, and I'm not very, I don't know, IT savvy in that regard.
We did pretty well, I think. Like it, Stu literally did it in 5 minutes. I was just doing some stretches like outside, and he was just figuring that out. And it was like a 5-minute job, not even. I don't think.
Yeah, it's not overly difficult. And like I say, the manual itself outlines everything you need to do, shows you pictures, basically everything you need to get it done. So obviously you've got to choose your own password and set it up, call it whatever you want to call it, and you're basically good to go. And then once you've got it up and running and all the settings are complete, you've then got to reconnect to the Wi-Fi because it's now essentially a new locked Wi-Fi password. So once you do that part, it's all up and running and away you go. No problems.
So yeah, we just reconnected all our devices. So the kids have an iPad each, which we got secondhand because we only really use it for reading eggs. We have an iPad that we share, and our phones and our smart TV. So we've got quite a few devices connected to it, but it's been great since we've connected. It has never disconnected for starters. Yeah.
No, it's been good.
We've not yet found a single flaw with the VanConnect. It's been amazing. We are in a town at the moment, but we've been assured that it does have a better capability to get reception than our phones because it's got a better antenna system. So we're excited to try that out.
I guess on that point, the external antenna that comes with the premium kit has the 4 inbuilt antennas, so you're getting I guess you're getting more reception and faster download speeds, from that antenna over other products or competitors' products, should I say.
Cool. Yeah, so I think overall we're super happy with it. It was really easy to install. The unit itself is so compact. It actually just fit in one of our cupboards where we've got our battery monitoring system anyway. And I mean, Stu is an electrician by trade, so I guess it was pretty straightforward for him. But yeah, we're big fans so far. So yeah, well done, Cowfish.
Yeah, it's been great.
And thank you.